Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gastons White River Resort, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back as we close out today's show. And appreciate Frank Barton being in the studio with me this morning, and as he is third Saturday of each month. And we were talking a little Grizzlies off the air, but it is what it is. And so you'll be at the game on that Sunday, I think you said.
Yeah, let's say first home game's Friday, but my nephew John, I'll plug him, is getting married that weekend, so I'll have to be doing the rehearsal dinner on Friday night. And
family should come first.
Miss the first game, game for that.
But you'll be for the next.
I'll be there Sunday.
6 years in a row for the Grizzlies. But, hey, we got on right now our good friend Ron Wall. Ron was with me up as he always is at Gastons White River Resort annual media gathering. We can't tell if it's the 8th, 9th, or 10th. I'm going to try to study on that, but tough fishing the first day because of some moss problems that I've never seen in 30 years. Second day was a lot different, but let's talk to Ron. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Larry. How are you all this beautiful Saturday morning?
Well,
it is a beautiful day.
I'm getting ready to head
some fishing.
I'm heading. I'm just after the show. I'm heading to the ridges at Village Creek. In fact, I'm going to play some golf on that course over there, and with some good friends, and cook out steaks tonight and at their camp. So
awesome. Well, I'm going to be. I'm going to be supporting Le Bonheur Hospital tonight. I'm going to their Le Bon Appetit fundraiser that's headed up by Kelly English.
Yes.
And all the wonderful ladies. That's the auxiliary to Le Bonheur's Hospital.
And you'll be going to food, right? I mean,
of course.
Yes, of course. And speaking of food, not only did we do some fishing before we talked to Ron about fishing, but the new chef over there, Chef Rick Goldinger, the outdoor chef. And Ron, I know you're big on food. We really had a couple of special meals over there and also a special shore lunch. But tell our listeners a little bit about Chef Rick.
Well, Chef Rick, first of all, he is originally from Arkansas. He's been kind of all around the U.S., went to a culinary school.
Yes.
He has cooked throughout the U.S. at different restaurants and at different locations. But he is an outdoors person also.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that he likes to do is to cook fresh.
Yes.
And local, which is really, really good. And just to give you an idea of a couple of things that he did for us there at the wonderful Gastons White River Resort, one night he did duck confit.
Yes.
With a roasted, or actually a grilled duck breast. And another night he did a venison tenderloin, both of them were just so out of sight. You would never know you were eating venison, and it was tender like a filet mignon.
Yes, yeah. And I know you know food, and that's just another thing that Gastons has now is Chef Rick. Since the late Jim Gaston passed away in last July, and I know his grandson Clint's taken over, doing a wonderful job. We had a little moss problem the first day that I've never seen, and I know everyone struggled, but we come back on Wednesday morning, Ron, and it all changed, didn't it?
Well, it did, and it had something to do with the water flow, number one.
Yeah.
But also that moss problem that everybody experienced on that first day, it was at the point of every year you have this algae moss bloom.
That's what we had. Yeah.
And it was, we were right at near the very, very end of it. And what happens after it blooms, it kind of dies off, and I don't know why it does what it does, but it'll disappear, and actually it washes away down the river.
And that's what we
struggled the first day because about 1 out of every 5 casts you could make a clean cast, if you will, with no moss.
Uh-huh.
The second day, there was still some moss. However, 3 to 4 out of every 5 casts you could come back clean, and
yes.
we caught a lot of fish. I mean, the second day was phenomenal for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's always phenomenal there on the White River, and especially out of Gastons. And I had the opportunity to talk briefly with Clint, as you were talking about earlier, and I talked about his vision for Gastons. You know, everybody wants to leave their legacy.
Yeah.
Certainly Jim Gaston has done a phenomenal job in growing the resort, growing the business, and making friends throughout the world. And Clint is much in that same mold. However, he also has his own vision.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we were talking about, all of us baby boomers.
Yeah.
We're going away.
Yeah.
We're going away rather quickly.
Yeah, you speak for yourself. You know. I'm not going away.
And
Frank's not going away.
You know, how do you sustain business? And he's looking at, you know, how do I create an atmosphere and things for all the up-and-comers?
Yeah.
All of his age group and everything. And, you know, one of the things I think he's going to be doing down the road is he's going to put in a world-class fitness center.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
And he's going to host some things like marathons, 5Ks, and this and that. So that's one of the things. And, of course, the nature trail and hiking trails are there now.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he's just looking to keep all of that going and upgrading it. And, gosh, I'm excited for his vision.
And, you know, it's, I mean, the family atmosphere will still be there with all those folks who have worked forever. But at the same time, Chef Rick is like the first clog that he's put in to try to bring in local people to come out there and eat. And I'll tell you what, there's no greater setting than being at Gastons eating that. Frank, you've done that, and you've seen that restaurant perched over the river. And, and you know, we're sitting there right on the you know, I had a chance to go to the Grand Canyon last year for our 50th wedding anniversary, and we got to sit there and look out at the Grand Canyon while we were eating. Well, this is not the Grand Canyon, but you're looking right at the White River, which is...
You're right on top of it, and it's so beautiful. You know, we saw a lot of nature out there. Even when eating, we watched a beaver swim up and get up on the bank and do his thing. Saw eagles flying, ospreys flying.
People are going to be flying through there. No more waiting in line. They've got it organized, and so, you know, it was a wonderful time for all of us riders.
And, you know, Larry, you're talking about family.
Yeah.
Here early next week, I want everybody to go out to lroutdoors.com. I shot a tour video with Clint Gaston there, where we started from driving into the resort and driving through the resort and pointing out all of the things that they have now. So that's going to be out on lroutdoors.com next week.
You were working on that, and Clint is so he was there all the time. He's like 26 years old. He's getting married on June the 18th at the resort. But he took part in everything. And, Ron, I want to thank you for being part of it. Ron doesn't just sit around over there. Ron is everywhere. You know, I mean, he is.
It's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
That's what makes it enjoyable.
Well, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you, Ron, buddy. And it'll all be on lroutdoors.com just as soon as we can get everything loaded down with Guy Trebo. And thank you for your hard work. Have some fun for a change, okay? Just take a deep breath, because I know you're going to be going all over the world again. This is the most.
Well, and then late next week.
Yeah.
The next week.
Yeah.
You know, watch out for lroutdoors.com, because I believe you're going to be seeing some pictures.
Yes.
Again, I'm going up that way towards Gastons, and I'm going to be up there for several days. But I'm going to be covering the BASS Elite Tour there on Lake Norfolk and Bull Shoals Lake.
He's everywhere. There's only 18 million wogs in the world, and we've got the busiest. Thank you, buddy. We got to get out of here. All right,
Frank. Larry, take care. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ron. All right, Ron Wong. So I wanted to give Frank a time to reflect on what's going on. Springtime at Barton Power Sports. Frank, I actually just missed the dust storm that came through northeast Arkansas at Walnut Ridge and Jonesboro area that took one fatality, 11 in one wreck, 5 in another. We got detoured off the main road. It was something else, and farmers are out right now. But that's what it was. I've never seen that, Frank, and I know you've been in the farm business. I've never seen a dust storm like we ran into on that Sunday afternoon last week going to Gastons.
Well, it was that much wind on Sunday was pretty amazing, and the fields were it was pretty ideal conditions.
The perfect
for that
storm, wasn't it?
Because the fields had gotten we'd had that big rain. And it was too wet for the farmers to work the fields, and then it dried. The sun came out, and the wind started picking up.
Yeah.
Over several days, and the fields got the top of them was what dried out. Underneath it was still wet. Farmers couldn't get in there to do much work, and it was that topsoil that was blowing and creating that the dust storms that were that caused the fatalities out there on the interstate, and it was no different than heavy fog, and
that's exactly right. Yeah,
and
California or someplace. It's just you read about them, but I'd never seen anything like that. When we came up, we couldn't figure out why at Portia, right there at Portia, when we came through there. So if we'd been through there 10 minutes earlier, it just makes you think that things can change in a hurry. And speaking of hurry, you guys need to get everything ready for the spring. Kubotas, we don't talk about that a lot here, but you got the tractors over there.
It's Kubota season.
It is Kubota
season. So
yeah.
Tractor and mowing season. So we're clicking on everything. The power equipment, the power sports building is pretty busy with the motorcycle sales going on, and then the equipment building next door where we sell Kubotas and Hustler lawnmowers and Exmark lawnmowers and Honda power equipment. They're real busy. Steel handheld stuff. So come over and see us.
Well, I know
you can look in the equipment building and look at stuff that you need to work with, and then you can come over to the power sports building and see the stuff that you can play with.
Oh, the play with type thing. And you're open this morning?
We open up at 8 this morning, and we'll be there from 8 to 5.
8 to 5.
Both locations.
Both locations for you listeners in Jonesboro. I know we have some listeners in Jonesboro. Check out the Barton Power Sports in West Memphis and Jonesboro. Next week, of course, Bill Cooksey will join us in studio with Ron Wong. And we're going to talk to professional bass angler Jesse Wiggins, who just won the recent Bass Pro Shops Bass Masters Southern Open on Smith Lake. And then we're going to talk a little bit about mosquitoes again with Adam Gose of Thermacell. And they've come up with some pretty cool things that only Thermacell could come up with that will hang on the tree and keep the mosquitoes off. I'm trying to protect you. So let's get out of here. Thank you, Frank. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Larry. Always enjoy it.
Greg Ratliff, thank you. Next week, I don't know what he'll be wearing, but he won't be having his Blackhawks on probably. Well, no, they're going to be all right. Uh-oh.
We'll see.
We'll see. St. Louis Blues.
My friends in St. Louis don't think too much of Chicago.
I just want to throw that in. Equal.
It's the same way up north.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Back and forth here. All right, thank you, folks out there, for listening. This is Outdoors with Larry Ray, and as I say every week, it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport, and God bless the USA.
You can find